Because the true government will listen to the people. The true government will actually care about the people. We wouldn't have laws like we do now. We wouldn't have a police force that's under a corporation. Because how can they be law enforcement when they make money? It's pure and simple. Our whole system has gone corrupt, and it's up to us. It's up to every single person to stand up. It's up to us whether it's one of these things, all these things we're opposed to. We need to stand up, because without our rights, we can't speak about nothing. Without our rights, we can't do anything. We need our rights and freedoms. This ain't about anything else other than our rights and freedoms foremost. Because what are you going to stand on when you fight for 5G? Fresh air? Without your rights, you've got nothing to stand on. When you fight abortion, if you've got no rights, how are you going to fight abortion laws? We need to stay focused on our rights and our freedoms. That's the priority of this day and age. Without them, we actually have nothing. Without our rights and freedoms, we are slaves. We're just in subjection to whoever makes the rules at the time. So that's why we need to keep spreading the message. Etu, fight for your rights, fight for your freedoms, and say, I do not consent. Once again, those are the biggest words we have. I do not consent. And we need to keep reiterating it. Oh, we won the testes for vaccines. Do not consent. Stick your vaccine up your ass. 3-4 months trials and you want to put into us? No thank you. Where's the safety factors? Where's the risk factors? They are not taking into account the people. They are taking into account how can we make money. Because it is an incorporation first and foremost. It's a business. First thing we need to do is take our government off that register. It's not a business. It's there for the people's rights and freedoms, to defend them, to speak on behalf of the people. It's not there to make money. That's why they get taxes. That's why they charge us. If you go up north and drive on certain roads, you're paying your road tax and your registration. You're paying your road tax and your petrol. And then they want to chuck a road toll on top. So that's how they make their money, is by ripping us off, charging us 3 taxes for the same bit of road we drive on. That's corruption. You pay 1 tax, that's it. We don't need 3 taxes on our roads. And that's the trouble, is we accept the small things, so now they're pulling the big shit. We're already going, yeah, they got our best interests. Well, actually, no, they don't. If they cared about us, we wouldn't be paying 3 taxes for a road. We'll be paying 1. We wouldn't be getting abused by a government by paying out 1/3 of our wage. That's hard earned. Yeah, I'm on the NIMBLers benefit these days, but I've worked on fishing boats and I was paying near $1,500 a week in tax. So how does that work out? I put my time and labour in to pay them 1/3 of my wage. For what? Protecting me? They don't do shit for me. If anything, they take everything we get, and make it theirs. You go and buy your car. You never own that car legally. It's always owned by Land Transport. It's always owned by our government. No matter what you do, you buy a house. Yes, you've got a bit of paper that says you own it, but overall the government has the right to take it. So when are we going to say enough? When are we going to pick our nuts up and say, we do not consent. We do not consent to your corruption. We do not consent to continually going into poverty so you can build yourselves up. We want our country back, and we want it to be built on referendums. We want to build on the people's voice. We want to build on our rights and freedoms. And that's what we've got to stand up for now. Yeah, 5G, all the stuff's a big problem in New Zealand. But the biggest one is they're taking our rights and freedoms. And for me, nah, I'll defend them. Because that's what we have to do for our children, not for us. Think about the tamariki coming up. Thinking about the children that are coming up that are going to have to live on people's inaction. If we don't have action now, our kids are fucked. And I mean that both mentally, physically and spiritually. They will be abused because they're already looking at bringing in the WHO World Health Organisation sexual courses, which teaches masturbation to 2 to 4-year-olds. Who wants that for their kid? You put that near my kid, I'll shoot you. You don't tolerate corruption like that. That is wrong. I don't care what walk of life you come from, to be teaching kids at that age about sex is wrong. But that's what our World Health Organisation recommends. So if that's what they're recommending, how can we trust them? They're putting our children at risk by saying we need to be teaching them sex education at 2 years old. Piss off. And yeah, my language is slowly going up these days because I'm getting frustrated and annoyed because I ain't having my child subjected to this shit. And if people won't fight, trust me, I'll keep fighting. I ain't going to back off because it's my daughter. I've grown up in the system. I've seen the abuse, I've seen the corruption. I've worn the sexual assaults from them. So, if you want to trust the government, I'm telling you, that's how they treat the children in care. Our stat continually grows. Our suicide stat at the moment, they say don't worry about it, it's not increasing. This week, 5 different people have come to me with 5 different people that have committed suicide. They've taken their own life because they can't handle living in the world how it is. Our suicide stats are disgusting and our government still don't do enough about it. Our people that are in suicide prevention, what are they really preventing? The question is, are we going to keep up with this joke that we've got at the moment, where let's push the suicides under the table, let's not deal with the real problem, which is fucking trauma. I lost my brother through childhood trauma, to suicide. I've lost 3 brothers to suicide through their trauma. And most of it all stems back to state care, church care. So the corruption's been around for years. Our governments have never dealt with it and they still put band-aids on it. Our child welfare system needs to go. Over 400 kids hurt in their care last year, and that's okay. It should be 0. They go there for safekeeping. They go there because they come from trauma. But instead of fixing that trauma and healing those kids and the families, they go through more trauma. And then they become adults like me that just really got no respect for the system. But I tried changing to conform to a system so I had rights. Now they want to take them. Well, my answer is, if you want a war, I'll bring one.
Yeah, brother.
I'll bring it because, quite frankly, you ain't having your hands on my child. You aren't telling me what's best for my child. We don't need to fight violence. We need to keep it peaceful and fight in our truth, in our actions, in our words. We need to defend if it comes to it, but we don't need to go violent. We need to keep it in love. We do this all out of love for our children, our love for our country, our love for our people. We don't do it to make friends. We don't do it to get praise. We do it because we give a damn. And if everyone gave even 1% damn about this country, we wouldn't be in this state today. It's time to pick the nuts up, and I said that last week and I'll keep saying it. Pick your nuts up, tell people and fight. Now that's my rant for today. Would anyone else like the microphone? Because, yeah, I think it's people need a voice. and that's what we're offering. I don't care if you're a Labor supporter, come and have your say. I don't care if you're a National, have your say. We aren't discriminatory. We're here for our rights and freedoms. That means that you have something to say, the mic's yours. I'll set it down here. If anyone wants to talk, here's the mic. If you don't, have a great day.